Hello everyone, my name is Dave, you're watching Gaming with Dave. Today we're going to go through some live flipping, and I'm just going to show you my process of going about it. I've already done a video on it, but now we're actually going to do it in practice. So let's cue the intro. Quickly, before the intro runs, I just realized that I forgot to turn off the PVM Sudoku window throughout this entire video. So just enjoy. And if you're wondering what this is, go check the last live stream I did where we had this event in the clan. So hopefully I will remember to turn this off for future videos. But for now, just enjoy it. Cheers. Now let's cue the intro. Alrighty, everyone. So let us go over to our wiki here. And first of all, if you aren't familiar with flipping or haven't done much flipping before in the past, what you're going to want to do is check in the description below. I've done the theory of flipping, which is going to describe the process that I'm going to be going through. And then also at the same time, how to find good flips is below. We're going to be using this right now just to go through everything here. So I figured what we'll do is, and I'm just looking at the Rex matriarchs, let's just go and check this out really quick. Perfect. Alrighty, so I'm just pulling these up here really quick. Okie dokie. So let us look at some of these drops that are going. So when it comes to drops, what you're looking for are typically common items, things that people want to offload really quickly, okay? So let's think of, I don't know, say, let's do a quick search for raw sharks. Okay. So now I am starting with a fairly large cash stack here, 400 mil. You don't need it. 229.5, 2320. What's the buy limit? 20,000. Oops. So 20,000. So 500k profit there. Yeah. 2296. Okay. So I bought 2296 and then I'll sell at 2319 when the time comes. Let us go back to these other ones here. So herbs. Oof, man, that took a long time to say. Herbs should be pretty good. Couple reasons. Double XP is coming up, so I think we'll be able to buy these low, and even if we can't sell them instantaneously, things will bounce up. So we've got, let's do Irits, and one of the other videos, the theory of flipping, I did them, and they seemingly had pretty good margins. Let's head back, and you'll notice sharks have already bought a bit. Were these grimy or were these clean? These were grimy. Whoops. Grimy Irits. Do a quick little price check on these. Okay. Alrighty. So good amount of profit there. 10,000 buy limit. So let's go back. So 3750, 3539 times 10,000. So 2 million potential profit. So 3540. I always buy one less just because I hate having that one that's left over. That's good there. Alrighty, let us head back to our wiki. I did Dragon Hides yesterday. It was a next drop, I believe, was one of them that I did. They didn't really sell or buy all that quickly. Rather, they sold really quickly. They did not buy really quickly. So I'm not going to worry so much about them. If I recall, Grenwall Spikes, these are an extreme ranging potion item requirement, so I think that they would be a pretty good Well, you can't see them, eh? Here. There we go. Grenwall spikes here at the top, right here. They're pretty good, I think. We'll find out. Grenwall spikes, 5,000. The buy limit. Whoops, I forgot to change over the screen. Sorry about that. Okay, 13. You can tell this is done truly live. Okay, 12. So 13, 15 minus 1249 times 5,000. Yeah, so 330K profit. Let's do it. 1250. Alrighty. So those are in the queue, and you can see that my Irits and my Raw Shark are slowly buying. As I get, typically I do 4 flips at a time, and then I'll slowly start cycling them out. And you can see again the spikes are starting to buy there slowly. Let's go back. Let's check out Pervorus here. So Raw Rocktail. I think this one would be an interesting one potentially. And my thought process behind this, and I could be wrong because it would probably be more applicable to the cooked Rocktail, is that it would be high in demand for PVMers, and so they'd be willing to pay more money for it. So let's just take a look and see. Raw Rocktail. Let's bounce these up. Okay, 49. Okay. So buy limit's 20,000. Yeah, I guess I can ferret these margins here. 4925. Let's find out. 4990 4925 times. So about 1.3 mil profit potential. Phenomenal. So let's do it. So 4926. 4926. 19999. Okay. So I'm going to let these go ahead and buy. As I start cycling through these, well, actually, you know what? Let's just queue these up right now while we're on here. So I'm going to pull everything to the inventory. So now we've got our 3 items. So our shark. So the way you do this is you find your shark. It was 2320. So 2319 is how much we want to sell them for. So 2319. This is good. Sell all the sharks. So in my eyes, this is a very low risk flip. And the reason why is because of the fact that the average price is above what we want to sell it for. So there's always going to be people that just hit the basic average price and then just go to town. So that's fine there. Okay, grimy Irits, and I think we have more. Yeah, that's fine. So grimy Irits, so we want to list them for 2749. So what, really? 3749. Whew. 3749. 3749. List them all. Oh, the sharks already selling. Like it's that easy, everyone. Okay, Grenwall spikes. 1314. 1314. 1314. And again, these ones here under the average price of the GE, which is great. So now you've got these set up. Depending on how fast and how slow they sell, you just hit click to inventory, and then you go edit here, and then all you do is you click all, reconfirm the order. It gets added right to the sell order, and you're good to go. So that's perfect. So the Rocktail as well, let's hear. Whoop, see, they just keep coming. They just keep coming. Okay. Let's edit these here. All right, Rocktail. So 4990, so 4989. 4989. 4989. Let's do them all. Bam. So now we're just going to be cycling through everything. Our spikes just sold. Our Irits are doing well from a buy perspective. They're buying a little quicker than I'd like, which probably means that I could lower that price. I'm not going to because the margins are still good. And, you know, even if I have to lower this 25 GP or whatever, if something starts to crash, no big deal. Sharks taking a little longer. I'm going to leave them the way they are just because they are under the average, so that's more than fine. Rocktails slightly over the average, so again, not too worried about that. And they're buying at the average, so people selling them and people wanting them are just gonna, you know, hit that plus 5%, which is gonna far exceed this amount that we're doing. So that's not fine there. When you're looking at an item that just buys one, that most likely means that there's another flipper that's trying to flip these as well. And so they've probably just listed their sell order at 3749, 3748. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put this for 3747, just to get ahead of them. It might not be needed, same as my sharks here. It might not be needed, and it's usually less needed to do this when your buy limits are lower because essentially once somebody has sold all of their goods, they can't buy again for another 4 hours, meaning that they're not competition any longer. But when you've got items with 20,000 buy limits, you've got quite a bit of inventory to go through, especially as more and more flippers enter the market, right? So you'll notice that our spikes had completely sold. So what we'll do here is we'll just go to our old sell order. You click it, hit all. You're good to go. This will sit there. No problem. And I'm continually adding everything. Now, the truth of it is that I'm only doing this actively because I'm recording a video, okay? But ultimately and normally, I'd basically go do some other activity and then come back and then put all the sell orders in. Yeah, a good thing to do this with is like ED3 runs. Every couple runs, come back, check your stuff, put the sell orders in, fill up the other sell and buy orders, all that type of stuff, and kind of make it work that way. So that's kind of how that works. I'm in no rush. None of these items I deem to be super, super high risk, and the reason why is because the pressure of double XP will push these prices higher as you get closer and closer to double XP. There you go. There's all the spikes that just sold. So when you actually end up looking at all of this, even if things take a while to sell, or if they just don't buy, there's very, 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 very little risk in it because you just wait a couple days and the prices will bounce up. So that is a good flip. So we've got an empty spot here. Let's try to go find something a little more lucrative. So we're going to try to find something super, super fun here. And I don't know, again, I'm just doing this off the cuff really quick. So, so let's look at golden dragon fruit seeds. So these things sell for 65K each. Golden dragon fruit seed. Golden dragon fruit seed. So seeds typically sell like super slow. So I'm assuming that we'll get pretty darn good margins on this item. Oh, not as good as I thought it would be. So 1.2K, 100 is the limit. So only 120K. It's not worth tying up capital for that. Okay, let's fill up our items here. So you can tell that we're currently being beat by other flippers because nothing's selling. Again, what you would end up doing here, and I'm not going to do it here because, again, like we just entered this flip. Like normally you'd leave these on for an hour and a half, whatever. But eventually, there's some sharks sold. The sellers that are selling will run out of their supply. And then ultimately what will end up happening is your buy orders, or sell orders rather, will be in first place and you'll be able to go to town. Okay, let's try to go again, find a better item. I would do stuff like this, but it's just too expensive. Maybe when we look at dinosaur hides. Let's try to find dinosaur hides. Okay. Dinosaur? Am I spelling this wrong? What? Dino. I'm not gonna edit it. Okay, dinosaur. Okay, dinosaur hide, 200K. Now, again, I've got a good cash stack. I can do. Wow. Okay, so it's listed at 204. It's selling for 130, which is crazy low compared to the average. Wow. 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 Okay, so we just found a jackpot. So what I'm doing here, give me a second, I'm bouncing all over the place. Okay, I just want to look at what dinosaur hides are used for. Can be made to dinosaur leather, and dinosaur leather can be used to make dinosaur hide bodies, which I guess makes decent money, right? But anyway, the hides sell for a lot less. So FYI, for anyone who wants to go train crafting, which doesn't give any XP, so it's not worth it, but make a little bit of money, you could literally buy the hides at the 87K, go tan them for 25K, and you're making you'd make a crap ton of money, like 130K a hide, assuming that the leathers also sell for the same amount. But let us go ahead and just try to flip a few of these. So 88,000. I'm only going to do 100 of them just to test them because I don't want to get stuck with them. That would be very scary. Oh, the sharks all sold. Like, I mean, right, like this is not difficult. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Okay, so this video is getting a little longer than I would otherwise hope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to wait until all of this either sells or I decide that, hey, I'm going to call it and then just sell everything off and talk about the profits and everything like that have been made. I really should have started knowing what my cash tag was, but you'll see kind of the history. The only problem is as the history fills up, you lose a bunch of stuff, right? So we should be fine. Anyway, I will be back in 2 seconds, at least for you. Okay, you're going to see we are not quite where things have totally sold, but we are getting closer. So we've got our Rocktails. Let's throw these up here. And our Grenwall spikes, these have been selling very well at the old price, the 314. So that's fine. I'm happy there. You might hear a kid screaming in the background because that's just fatherhood, okay? And parenthood just in general. Okay, so these irits, you will notice that we've only sold like 1,000 irits, okay? Now, what do we actually do? You'll see the price is lower than what we had it at. So let's kind of go back and check our price we bought. So 37.50 and then 35.39. So we bought them for, well, give me a second, 35.40. So we've got quite a bit of spread. Now, what I did in between is I went and price checked them again just to check, okay? And it looks like they were buying at 3740 and selling at 3740. Well, guess what? That's the price I had them at. So I think that I'm the only buyer and seller of irits in all of RuneScape at this moment. Okay? So what do you actually do in this instance? Truth be told, I don't actually know. My assumption, like I mentioned previously, given the fact that this is double XP and we're ongoing up to that, is to leave it the way it is. I despise leaving things up for sale. Hate it, okay? So what I'm going to do is we are at, we bought them for 3540. I'm going to list them for 3650, so significantly lower. 3650, so significantly lower than our upper price is, but much, much higher than what we actually bought them for. Still a good profit, still should be okay, but we're going to be taking less risk. Now, Rocktails, we did the exact same thing. We price checked them again because we noticed, if you can see here, they aren't selling right now. That the new price was at 4969. So you'll see here, I've got mine at 4968. They're still not selling. So let's do another price check of these just to see exactly where things are at. So 4968, and you'll notice I bought one from myself, so I'm the only upper end buyer. That just means people aren't buying raw Rocktail at the moment. Okay, again, I absolutely despise getting held on stuff, so all I'm gonna do in this instance, because we're approximately maybe a half hour, 45 minutes out, I think, given the fact that I'm the only buyer, given the fact that we're not doing too shabby with this, we should be okay just to leave this one open a little longer. We're only talking about a plus 5% difference maximum for these to buy, so I'm not overly concerned there. Just going to leave it the way it is. These Irits, hoping they sell. That should be good. These spikes, they've been doing good, buying, selling fairly frequently, so I'm not overly concerned there. But remember, when you're looking at this, there really is no risk, because the worst case scenario is that you end up selling for roughly what you bought for. Maybe you have to take a very, very slight loss, but in my experience, the loss that you take is actually not that bad, with exception when you make this silly mistake I commented on in another video. I'll also link that in the description below. Anyway, so I'll leave you at that for now. We'll come back once everything is cleaned up. Oh, you'll notice that I don't have those dinosaur hides. They just didn't buy at 88K, and I didn't want to dump a whole bunch of cash into them if they were going to be that slow moving, right? So that's kind of where that came from. So I'll leave that there, and I'll be back once everything is cleaned up or I walk away from them. I typically don't like holding things overnight or for open very, very, very long. So in that regards, I'm probably just going to leave these the way they are. One thing that you can do, okay, and one thing that might be worthwhile doing is when you look at these grimy Irits here that you've bought for 36, 35, 40, the clean Irit sells for quite a bit more. So one thing you could do is say, how much are clean Irits worth? Okay. Let's just look at the upper price. So they're selling for 3693, so they're selling right for their mid on the high end. I'm not saying this is a great idea, and I'm not saying I would necessarily do this. However, you could go ahead, pull out 2,000 of these, just start cleaning them, and then offload them. There is profit there to be had. Not much, but I mean, if you're just trying to AFK money making, it might be okay. In my mind, I would rather go do something else that makes a little bit more money. So what I'm going to do here is I've actually got a chest at DD3 that I'm going to come back and offload a bunch of stuff for. So I'm just going to go get that chest, and then I will be back. Oh, and let's just sell this off here. Okay, so I will leave that there. Otherwise, we will catch you when everything is sold. Alrighty, everyone. So we are back a little while later. You will notice we don't have sharks. We don't have Rocktail buys. We don't have our Irits or our spikes up for purchase, because all of those have actually sold off, and it's good. We are currently left with grimy Irits and Rocktails. You'll notice the game time advancing. It's been an hour and a half. I just went and hung out with the family, and just back just to kind of check things. So these items are taking longer than I would otherwise like to, and so here's kind of the decisions that I've made. The Irits, given what we know about them that I discussed the clip prior, I'm going to leave these the way they're at. They are selling in good volume. The Rocktails didn't get sold at all, so I'm actually going to sell the remainder for the exact same price that I bought them for, and as soon as I did that, I basically had a $2,600 sale. So I'm suspecting 2,600 item quantity sell, so I'm assuming the remainder of these will sell relatively quickly as well. Now, this isn't a perfect or optimal setup, right? You know, I've probably got, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes of footage filmed since starting this, but a lot of this is just explaining it to you. This, in practice, though, you can typically set up all of these things in a matter of 5 minutes. Go to town, go play RuneScape, come back, queue up some more, and in reality, you can do quite well from an effective profit on an hourly basis. So when you actually look at the profit that we've made thus far, assuming these sell the way they're at, we've made an effective profit of just shy of 2.4 million GP. from something that really only should take 5 minutes, but of course I'm over explaining it as I go through in the video, so it took a little bit longer. So that's not too shabby. You're talking about a pretty high effective rate. And the reality is that once you find items that work, that are solid, like if you look at those spikes, for example, those bought and sold very well, like almost instantaneously actually. What you do is you find 5 or 6 of those different types of items that can be done every 4 hours, and the next thing you realize, you've got items that can give you 5-10 mil profit a day for 15 minutes of work, right? Which is very good money. So that's kind of it. I'm going to leave this here. I'm not going to wait until these sell just because I don't want to hang out for hours. If these don't end up selling, I will most likely start dropping these 1 GP at a time every about 10 minutes or so, just until they do start selling. The Irits, given double XP, I'm going to leave them more than fine there. I think the demand for food during double XP drops because people stop doing bossing, so that's that. But cooking might come into play here as well. But anyway, I hope this helps. I hope you can see my process and how I go about it. You can do the same too. We only looked at the new matriarch bosses. You can do this with a ton of different bosses. And typically, the more difficult the boss is, the higher the margins will be on the common drops that are less needed by some of the higher tiered PVMers. So, for example, we in our last video, see there another 1,000, actually 1,100 Rocktails just sold. But like we demonstrated in the previous video of finding high margin items, next there's Sodomian Brews. They had a 900 GP margin, $1,000 buy limit. You can make some really good money doing some of these flips. Anyway, margins change all the time. Always make sure you price check. I know this video is a little longer, but I hope it's entertaining to watch my thought process as we go through flips and how I react to certain instances. If you have any questions, put them in the comment below. If you like flipping videos, please like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers. Bye.
Rose.